can push, sign you up and shift a little to the middle for you know just what I took. Cut you to the bone, let me take you home. I'm inside your head when you're feeling low. How'd I get so close? Do you even know? Did I fix your heart? Did I leave a hole? Poison on your tongue, don't you fall in love? I'm the kind of toxic with a skirt that matched the gun, yeah. Knife behind my back, you let me push it through your lungs. Call me angel like I made you, take the veil off, say it once. Give me that, if you wanna take it fast. Take the way you gotta ask. If you really wanna taste, we'll throw your halo in the back. Give me that, go ahead and take a shot. I can give you what you want. Flip her over, then reload, yeah, do some more. Give me that, got you breathing pretty fast. Put your hand against the glass. I'm so damaged, you won't feel it when I let me take over your nights. I'ma be where you hide. Step away till this thing's good and the blade hurts how you like. I'll be close in your corner so your lows mixing the highs. Your heart beats and you can't breathe. There's crimson in your eyes. Poison on your tongue, watch you fall in love. I'm the kind of toxic with a skirt that match your blood, yeah. Knife behind my back, you let me push it through your lungs. Call me angel like I made you, take the veil off, say it once. Give me that, if you wanna take it fast. Take the way you gotta ask. If you really wanna taste, we'll throw your halo in the back.
Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go! Third! Let's go! Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one.
And of course, you gotta get the Coffins. Well, yo, and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the AEW Dynamite Sidecast. My bots decided didn't want to show the ads properly. That's okay. We go through it. I got a new bot on there for when we go into an ad break, so you guys can see exactly what's going on and how long it's taken. So, welcome for everybody that's new, because I got a feeling we're going to get quite a few new people here tonight, just because of everything that's gone on this week, and we can rehash it all we want, but I said it before. If you don't like what you're seeing somewhere, go somewhere else. It's no different than any other business. It's no other different than any other Twitch channel. It's no other different than, any, basically anything that you go through. If you don't like what you're seeing, go somewhere where you are enjoying it. And I do appreciate you guys here in the community here just hanging out with us and just making things special, as always. Yeah, we got a humdinger of a show tonight. The bookends on this card are absolutely amazing. And one was, well, I honestly feel the opening match we're getting tonight is basically just a statement match, where we have Jon Moxley taking on Speedball Mike Bailey to start the show. If you've been under a rock or not under social media this week, or today at least, there was a story that was sent out that MVP and Mike Bailey were at odds with each other, and there was a big catastrophe going on with all that stuff, and you just shake your head a little bit, but I got a feeling what happened is this all happened. Moxley came up and said, look, we're going to show everybody that nobody's better than anybody else in this damn locker room. I'm going to take this chance to put Bailey in the ring, give him a match of a lifetime, and he's going to beat me tonight. Hey, Eric, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. I was just bringing up the big news that just came out. Well, hell, not even an hour ago. That Jon Moxley's going to be taking on Speedball Mike Bailey to open the show tonight off the heels of some very interesting comments that have been made regarding him and the Hurt Syndicate and all the BS that goes around with one other promotion running themselves into trouble. And I don't know if I need to rehash everything. I really don't know if I need to rehash everything that's gone on this week. We all know. We all know what's gone on. We saw with our own two eyes as to who showed up and the reaction that happened there. I put this out on the Wrestle Talk X account, and I will state this imminently all over the place. Literally, you could have for those that don't know, that is the theme of Chris Benoit. If that would have played, and if he wasn't dead, but he ended up killing his family, and he showed up, the crowd would have done the same pop. Because WWE said it was okay for him to be there. Just saying. And to me, that's just... It's... There are going to be diehards. There are people defending everything that it comes up to WWE to the death. There's people that are going to defend AEW to the death. And I'm not a big fan of those people either. Both ways, I feel that you really shouldn't have much. You really shouldn't be in a position here where you can devote yourself to one thing so exclusively here. Enjoy what you like, but don't take it out on all the wrestlers that are there. Like, some of my favorite wrestlers are in WWE right now. And hell, I wouldn't have figured out anything about Lyra Valkyria unless I was playing this game 2K25 here and then going on to see the feud with one of my favorites in Bayley. Like, you got to be able to get out there. You got to be able to see the wrestlers for who they are, not just the promotions. Newsflash, 95% of promotions are filled with carnies. Hell, we've run into the same week here where we've had Jimmy Havoc and Joey Ryan attempted to be brought back, which basically has been given the kibosh on both ends real quick. As we're getting the opening tonight. This is going to be a fun night, folks. I got a weird feeling. If you're new here, welcome. Don't be afraid to ask any questions as we go because, well, frankly, we're wide open here. We're respectful for everybody else, and there's no such thing as a dumb question. Well, unless you're talking about the Nats. And not Nats that's coming in the chat, but the Nats, yeah. Mox and Speedball kicking off. Hey, Mass Keaton, good to see you here. Jay Quick as well. Everybody's starting to file in. We got a huge night coming up. Does Darby show up? I think he might. The one thing I do believe about tonight, I believe Speedball wins tonight. I was just saying this during the pre-show. I think that Speedball wins tonight because of all the BS that's been going down online today with the comment about, MVP and Speedball don't like each other and the Hurt Syndicate will never take pins to a team like that. Moxley probably just walked in the office and say, look, I'm facing him. He's beating me. We're going to end this right now. Nobody's better than anybody else in this company. He's not even white. Mark Briscoe, he's got a serious tan on him. There's no way he's white. Oh, I've seen a lot of the comments here. Chat, I need to ask you something just because we're bringing this up as we're bringing down the card for tonight. Young Bucks and Brodito. I wonder how Fletcher's crotch is after last Thursday. This is going to be fun. Windsor, Aminata, Blue, and Starks. And does anybody come in to interfere on Monet tonight? I love this. I love how they just randomly pull out a match like this. And here comes Moxley. So how y'all doing this week? Like, it's been what, 6 days since we've hooked up for wrestling here? Like, I don't know about you, but I've had an eventful week. We had the crazy, SummerSlam weekend. We did run 2K on Saturday. But, yeah. I ended up breaking... Was that a board game convention? So recovering from that? Yeah. I was out shopping yesterday and I knocked two of a guy's teeth out. If that helps. I wish I had the ding, ding, ding on there because, well... Folks, I'll put it straight to you. Number one, lucky punch. I will say that. But I will say this. Don't be in a grocery store and call a cashier more than once. You can read lips if you really want to. If you do it more than once and I ask you to apologize, then you're going to ask me what I'm going to do about it as I'm off. They can't defend themselves. That's why I didn't stream last night, folks. My hand was a little sore. I don't want to glorify stuff like that, but I'm sorry, but racist, sexist, homophobe, transphobe, you can get the right out of here. Right out of here. I love the fact that we just randomly get this match tonight. What is it going to do for Speedball's career if he wins this tonight? Hell, there might be a potential he could lose this in heroic standards. Like Moxley's done that too, right? Like with a guy like AR Fox and like you don't do this next week. It's not really the voiceless. It's like when you got a kid that, well, let's face it, I'm 47. Or I'm going to be 47 in a month and a half. Trying to figure out math these days is never a good thing. But either they can't say anything or they don't know what to say. Just get out there and deal with it. There was like, oh, watch out for your teeth. Watch out for yourself. Like, I'm more worried about my legacy than my body right now at this time of my life. Ugh. Anyway. No, so Mike Bailey here. For the uninitiated, I do know that there's going to be a few people that are watching this that have not watched AEW before. So I do want to fill the gaps in a little bit as we go along tonight. If you're not familiar with Mike Bailey, you got to do it on the internet for a little bit. Because he is one of those infamous wrestlers that got the 5-year ban for trying to work in the States without a visa. Had a bunch of work in TNA before moving over to AEW here. Oh, God. Was your... Now, was your credit card hacked on it? I know your PSN account was hacked, but did they end up buying a whole bunch of stuff off of it, or that's the part I'm worried about more than anything else. Yes, it sucks your video game account gets hacked, but in the grand scheme of things, it could be a lot worse. That's why I really try not to have anything directly linked to anything. So it takes like 4 or 5 steps to get around to. But did you get it cleared up? Did you get everything fixed? Did they reestablish your account for you? Holy crap. Forgive me, folks. My emails just went like crazy. People like me. They really like me. Made a new account. Oh. Well, that sucks. I know you lose all your badges and that for it. All your downloaded games you don't get to keep and all that stuff. So, to me, that's the part that sucks the most. No, I had a little bit of a headache. I'm actually going to be redoing the studio here. Maybe even early as tomorrow afternoon after stream. But yeah, Bailey, he's got this quick strike style. Sorry, getting back to the match here a bit. Ha! Moxley's got the flippy flip, and all of a sudden, Bailey's got the flippy flip, and Moxley just thunk right in the eye. Marina thinking about it. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. Speedball's selling that eye like he got poked out. Oh, I guess that's what you do when you're, ninjutsu guy. You gotta sweep the leg. Hey, Nats fan, how you doing? Good to see you back here again today. For those that aren't familiar, we did do a lunchtime stream to make up for yesterday. Did a little Street Fighter 6 stream. Got to do a little bit of Sagat. Wonder when Seth won the title of. There was a caller text. I don't know, man. Probably. I'll be honest, I don't care about that. If they're friends, great. If they're not friends, oh well. And I guarantee you, Mox really was proud of the no-sell that Seth did on the injury, or the sell job, sorry. AEW is real, and it's fantastic. Shout out to anybody that gets that Seinfeld reference. Okay, that's gotta suck. So, if anybody's wondering, Speedball's finisher is a version of what you just saw there. He's got, and once again, I am going to be relating things a little bit over to WWE lingo as we are in picture-in-picture. Speedball's finisher, the Ultimate Weapon, is basically that spin that he did there, but except it's from the top rope. As well, he does have like a Trouble in Paradise kind of move. You reckon we get New Japan guys on the build towards Forbidden Door? I don't know. With the G1, did the G1 wrap up already? Or right now Forbidden Door is in a really rotten time of year in terms of getting other promotions out to help. because, well, they're wrapping up the G1. Stardom is in their grand tournament right now. I think it's a 5-star classic. CMLL, they're starting to pick and choose their spots right now. With MJF winning that title. Ends the 17th. Yeah, you literally have a week between the end of the G1 and Forbidden Door. You literally have a week. So you're not going to get a lot. You're not going to get a lot, especially with the fact that maybe it'll just be AEW for Hidden Door. They're going to bring in a couple New Japan guys, but I think it's going to be a very British. Like, you're going to see more Rev Pro guys than you are going to see New Japan. You will get New Japan guys, don't get me wrong. I'm assuming you'll probably get Zack Sabre Jr. in there. You know you got to get the champ in there whenever you can, right? Oh, and for anybody asking, for an Oku versus Kevin Knight, yeah, you could probably get. They did announce that there is going to be a Rev Pro CMLL, New Japan, and ROH show going on. I believe it's the Friday before Forbidden Door. It's like a Rev Pro. It's a Rev Pro show, but it's promoted as a four brand show. Sort of like AEW Forbidden Door involves X number of ones. Rev Pro involves these promotions. So they are going to have a bunch of the, you know what you could see, and I'm just going to throw this out here. If you really want to make a pop in England, you pull out Dark Order, taking on Gallus. Well, there you go. Leon Slater and Michael Oku on the 23rd. That's the night before, is it not? And for the record, for anybody, like I said, we're dealing with a lot of new people here tonight, folks. Whether you're just lurking back or you watching live. Oh, God. This is joint manipulation at its worst. But we are here for every AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, as well as all the pay-per-views. Yes, they are actually pay-per-views over here. And if you haven't heard, there's a new version of PLE coming up for WWE next year. They're moving from Peacock over to ESPN. I hope they clear up the misinformation on all that stuff. If you have an ESPN subscription, you're going to be able to watch it. I do and I don't. It's saving you money, yeah, right? I think it's the fact that a lot of people, you got to realize in 2025, a lot of people are very a la carte for their stuff. And that's why you're getting all this backlash right now. Now, personally, I will never advocate for anybody to stream things illegally. However, I will advocate for VPNs for everyone. Like, I would love to see, not happy with it, ESPN. And yeah, some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to love it. I'll be honest with you. If you really want to save yourself some money, it's $30 for a ESPN subscription. Get yourself a VPN and get yourself a Netflix subscription in Canada or Europe or whatever. Because all WWE programming is remaining on Netflix. It does suck that we don't get something like that for AEW. Like, it is different places and whatnot. The $30 clean is clickbait. Read the article of you. Yes, and yeah, but you still have to. You have to have a TV provider. That's the thing. And that's what I was trying to say. A lot of people don't have that. In 2025, like even when I got my TV installed, I was told by the installer, he's like, you're one of the few that actually get actual TV. It is more streaming services now than anything. Like you can have your cable channels on different streaming services, right? And they will bundle them together and whatnot, and that'll be the different package for it. So I get it how it just saves money if you already have the cable part of it. Speedball getting Moxley in trouble here. Oh my God, these pins back and forth. Yeah, there you go. You're watching it on TBS via YouTube TV. And so that requires people to buy YouTube TV then. Ah, good old Yuta. Now we need a third out here to counter this. So where's Darby? AEW pay-per-view $50, just make it free. I'm gonna give you one of those because you deserve. Oh, speaking of Darby, well, Wheeler's gone. We have just witnessed a murder or attempted kidnapping, one or the other. Simon Miller, where's your crime counter? Here lies Yuta, yeah. Oh, he got it. He got it twice. I said this would be a statement match. This could even be a. This could be a. On right into the choke. All right. No, he did the Suzuki thing. There it is. You know what? It's a great match regardless. I thought they might give Speedball the win, but he's literally... Moxley's running. He's either going after Yuta or he's running the hell out of here. But he's selling his arm like nothing here. Watch the Hurt Syndicate show up and they get a tag title match for next week. Just because of all this drama. You remember Renee has a hot day and the car is waiting? Well, next week they're at home, so it is a close show. Very nice 10-minute match to start the night. Renee's trying to keep it together. Today's in your hometown, Cleveland. Nice. Next week they're in Cincinnati, I do believe. Wednesday, Thursday. I'm sorry.
What the hell is that?
So what Yuta did, he's part of the group that took out Darby back in November. Or sorry, Yuta, Claudio, Mox, all of them took out. And Yuta just got dragged out of there by... Okay. I think we got our message about what we're getting. Moxley versus Darby at Forbidden Door. All right, well, we're going straight to commercial break here. So, Yuta, Mox, Claudio, Pac, and Marina basically knocked Darby Allin down 3 flights of stairs and injured him. It was a way to write him off so he could go climb Mount Everest. If you got a chance to check out All In, which I'm sure a lot of you did, for those that didn't, during the main event, Darby had actually recorded footage from the top of Mount Everest talking about how he's coming back to beat Jon Moxley's ass. And ever since he's been back, since All In, he has focused on one person from the Death Riders one at a time. And now it looks like we're finally going to get our conclusion to that. Well, our high point to it at Forbidden Door. So that looks like it might be official by the end of the night here. So we'll call that a horn. And Zodiac, good to see you tonight. Just a reminder, folks, if you want to stick around after the show tonight, myself, Zodiac, HPC Bad Guys, and PJC Plays Games will be drafting our Season 2 for our online MyGM mode. And we'll be getting some more weeks in. I can't tell you exactly how many because we're going to see how long it is. It is draft night here. And not just for beer. Sorry, I had to. Just an easy pop there. But yeah, whether you're watching this over on YouTube or you're watching this over on Twitch, once again, thank you for being here. If you're new to Twitch over on the channel here, please hit the follow button. It helps us a lot with engagement here, as well as hitting the like and the subscribe over on the YouTube channel. The more people like it, the more people subscribe to the channel, the more people get to hear us talk about everything. And more gets into the algorithm and all that stuff. And if you really enjoy what you see here on Twitch, consider subscribing. Everything that goes in goes back into the stream here. So helps everybody out here. Helps the YouTube page, which I'm getting last week's solo run. Actually, I'm just editing it right now. It's on my laptop. Yeah, it's been, well, it's a busy day that should have been a busier day today. I took a little easy today. Yesterday was a little bit of a crazy point, I think would be the best way to put it. Just with all the stupidity going on, just get you... talent name on the shirt. Attaboy. They are really pumping this main event tonight. I'm thinking we're probably going to get a promo next. Oh, no, they're doing the women's match right away. Okay. They're not even waiting. Are we getting pre-tape? That's all we're getting is pre-tape? We were hoping for a surprise tonight, damn it. Just throw that watermelon out. How rude. Mark? She's even turning on Renee now. All right, well, folks, who do you got in this one? Like Windsor, Aminata, Sky Blue. I would think they'd probably put Windsor in this just because she'll be at home. And this essentially could be a Rev Pro pick. Windsor! But you want to talk about one of the best opportunists in the women's division right now, Queen Aminata? Like, Queen Aminata, she's in her third year, taking full advantage of an opportunity she was given basically because Jamie Hayter came up injured when Thekla debuted. Essentially, Jamie Hayter got hit at the same time. And it turned into one of the most disgustingly beautiful feuds that you would ever see. Oh, we got to talk about chocolate kisses. Hey. And this is why they couldn't do the match last week, because everybody would cheer her to death. Sky Blue with the... she's been off for almost a year with a knee injury. And, yeah, the story... the original story behind her is the fact that, everybody just thought she was a little darling here in AEW. And then all of a sudden turned heel, joined Julia Hart, which I think is an absolute amazing pair. Now they got Thekla as the third for that group. And of course Billy Starks keeps flipping between ROH and it's a busy night for her. So Billy gets to be a part of this match tonight with a chance to going after Mercedes. Tomorrow night on Ring of Honor, Mercedes and Athena are in tag team action, which I do believe that was taped last Saturday in Chicago or last Thursday in Chicago. Oh God, Tony has nothing to do with this match, but we're going to pop a rating by having Tony come out here. Tony's just out here just, to drive Athena nuts. Modern day Audrey Hepburn, okay. I was going to say, Windsor, Billy's probably the one you're going to want to go with. Windsor wants... Oh, that's right. 2 weeks ago... How does that never work? Hope they never turn Billy on a theme. Here's the thing, and this is something I really like about AEW, and it's a phrase that we sort of been penning here for the last few years. I think you guys can agree with me. WWE-isms. There's a few things that we always expect because we've been trained to expect them for so many years. One of them, partners turning on partners every single time. Another one, losing in your hometown. That one's been broken. If you guys think of any other ones that come up, please feel free to pop them into the chat here. But yeah, it's like, and the other one I really do like is the fact that even if the matches are done, people are still willing to turn in. Titles versus championships, honestly, I'm not too worried about vernacular, especially with Tony Schiavone being involved. Love calling it a strap, yeah. When it comes to vernacular, yes, they're not afraid to use the term wrestler. They're not afraid to use strap. They're not afraid to use belt. It's 2025. Things are changing. I find the attitude here more than anything else is a lot more relaxed. It's intense, but it's relaxed, if that makes sense at all here. Is the wrestling perfect? I'd argue not. Unless you got a Will Ospreay match out there, then it's 400 stars. Really thought about going to... Why not? You still got that choice. And Billy just randomly flies out of nowhere. That's the other thing I love about AEW. Their production sometimes is horrible. My favorite moment... My favorite production moment, I wish I had the clip for you. Just pay for your fall. Okay, fair enough. There's that whole, you know... It is more affordable than a WWE seat, but, you know, there still is budgets involved. That's totally fair, Nats. My favorite production spot in AEW, and this goes back to Tony Storm. It's free to chill here. I will fix this soundboard with some more stuff later soon. Sorry. I keep saying that and I keep not doing it. Ugh. No, there was a match between Tony Storm and Megan Bayne, or there was a promo between the two. And Tony Storm came out to the ropes, and she stuck her head through the ropes, and literally all you see is a boot right in the face, and Tony goes flying, and then you see Penelope Ford's face just smiling. That has got to be one of my favorite gifable moments of AEW ever in their 5.5-year existence. I don't know if it was a match or a promo, but those that have been around here know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure. She's still trying to get those chocolate kisses in, and those dastardly heels blocking the chocolate kiss. I just find it stupid. Oh, here we go. 1 leg lock, 2 leg locks. So, technically here, Queen Aminata's in 2 submissions, while everybody else is in 1/0. Because I'm looking at this, I'm like, you're in a leg lock around a girl's head. How does turning it over change the power on any of that? And that's where that suspension of belief just has to disappear a little bit, I think. It's not the worst thing in the world, but as we get back from commercial break here. So it's a human centipede. I don't know if I want to think of it that way, but that's okay. Just because, 4 women in a line like that, it could turn into a Tony Storm controversy, I believe is the best way to put it. Not perfect. Didn't get her over for the Blue Thunder Bomb all the way, but... Oh, God. That was awesome right there, Windsor. And that's how you technically flip a power bomb like that. That is deep. All right, well, you boot the head, she don't care. You boot the hands, yeah, you matter. Ugh. Sky for champ in the crowd. I like that. Double super kicks. And you get a kick, and you get a kick, and you get a German, and you get a German. These ladies are delivering here. Did I enjoy SummerSlam? It was background. I said it before and I said it again. It was background. It was background stuff for me. On Saturday, I had the Elks game. The Edmonton Elks, the CFL team. Formerly known as the Eskimos for some of you that didn't watch CFL for a while. And Sunday... Yeah, it was good. I think the best way I summed it up is in Simon Miller's post in YouTube video. The ultimate 8 out of 10 weekend. Nothing horrible, but nothing spectacular. And AEW, yes, they are in Cleveland tonight instead. And I think is it just the fact that it's a very nice arena, period, which I agree with you? Or is it the fact that they're not in Chicago anymore? Because they are actually able to use the whole set. This is the first real time. I don't know about Burnout. The crowd was okay throughout the whole thing. But visually, like, oh God. This is the first time they've had a real test in terms of finding a big crowd for anything after All In. An AEW guy? No, I'm a good wrestling guy. I'll tell you this. In different styles, it works out. Oh, look out. In terms of my thoughts on everything, AEW, when you watch Dynamite, you watch Collision, you watch it with us, and it's a great time. But the thing is, you're not waiting around for matches to happen or segments or basically it's bang, 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 let's get through it. Right now, WWE is the perfect YouTube replay program. Because I'll go back and watch. Like, I do know the fact that the... In my opinion, a favorite point of Monday's Raw was the Becky Lynch promo calling out John Cena. It was cheap, but it was still... Well, I guess if you're not going to get your finisher off properly, that's going to happen there. Before AEW was around, my wrestling watching was down. My WWE viewing hasn't changed. It has been a YouTube before. This venue is nice for opening in 91. Absolutely. Well, discus clothesline, that should be enough. Oh, and here we go. No way, Billy's going to win this? And there you go. We called it. So, yeah, CML, we should hear fairly soon as to who the opponent's going to be. And Stardom, they're probably not going to hear until the Wednesday before. Just because... Don't even get 30 seconds of a celebration. I really do hope that, with all due respect, I do hope Mercedes loses the title at the pay-per-view. I imagine they'll announce it. Well, Tanahashi's guaranteed. That's his last match in Europe. She was trying to grab the grip to come into the ring to open the ropes for her. And you had to realize that she wasn't able to do that. Because the guy's literally got cables wrapped around him. He's like, piss off, woman. I can't do anything like that. Well, what? It's only been, 2 weeks? And they got a pay-per-view in 2 weeks, right? Different styles? Oh, another O-face. And a backstabber to Windsor. For a SummerSlam convo, I never liked the wrestler's fake injury rate. I do and I don't. My God, do I want those two to face each other. Athena and Mercedes, we have been waiting for that forever. But yeah, different styles. Just to ask your question from earlier, or answer your question from earlier, sorry. Prior to AEW coming around, I was knee deep in the indies here in Alberta. Like, I worked for all 8 indies, so whenever I wasn't watching WWE, whatever clips I wanted to watch, I was basically working on either Monet Award. I missed it. Wouldn't surprise me in some points, especially with some of the gear that she has. But yeah, like, for me, my AEW time has moved from indie time, so. And honestly, I do support the independent wrestling around here, or the independent wrestlers. Let me clarify that. They are great. I have more fun right now hanging out with you guys. I'm still open to doing the other work, but right now we're in a situation now where everybody seems to be partnered up exactly the way they want to. based on the means that they're available to spend. I think that might be the best way to explain the reason why I'm not working for a couple companies. But yeah, that's dirty laundry. We don't need to talk about too much here. But yeah, no, when it comes to a fake injury, I don't mind getting worked on an injury. The biggest thing for me is when you hear a dirt sheet basically getting buried. Basically, the whole situation of the weekend, just if they wouldn't have had the Lesnar thing, I wouldn't have felt so bad about what happened with I wouldn't have felt so bad with what happened with Seth, because after the Lesnar thing, Triple H comes out and says, I'm out here with my real fans out here, the real people that matter, not in some press conference with a bunch of hack journalist wannabes. Paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. Which basically, after John Pollock deserved an apology for all the times that he got lambasted online for, oh no, it's a legit injury, blah, blah, blah. And the cover-up that went with it. Essentially, Triple H being able to double down at that point. It's been a PR nightmare for anybody that gets on a mic in WWE this week anyway. But that's a different story for a different day here. How long was I a ref? I became a ref in 1994 as a 16-year-old. And just to clarify, I've never been in a... Yeah, there you go. There's another one. We'll get to that. I became a volleyball referee in 1994. I retired from refereeing, I believe it was 2014 or 2015, just before we started Edmonton Sports Podcast Network, which became Backbreaker Video. Just for the record, I was never a wrestling referee. I was a sports referee. Volleyball, basketball, soccer. This should be interesting. Are we getting the tag match now? Nope. We're getting a promo segment. And here's Renee right now, of course. And the We Want Cross, and he says, oh, you wanted Brock? You got Brock. You fucking idiot. Sorry, that's the only two words I have for him. Fucking idiot. For the record, I did order Cross's book. I ordered it today. I'm going to be able to get it on Monday, so. Meh. Sorry, I just got a picture. All I can say is it was a very small small wardrobe malfunction. We'll leave it there at that. So apparently Dustin needs double knee replacement surgery, but they're not going to give up the tag or the trios titles for ROH. I want Cross to... I'll be honest, if the story is true, and yes, you got to take everything with about 16 pounds of salt. If Cross would show up, that's the only wardrobe malfunction I have. I will throw that. Um, I really want to see Cross in Cleveland next week. Even if it's not permanent, just the fact that he's on the show, bring him in for a couple weeks. Bring him in for Forbidden Door. They got him mic'd up better this week. Nobody can hear you. I feel bad for those girls having to hold that the whole time. You couldn't have made a platform for them. TK, 2x4s don't cost that much. A little bit of black paint. Maybe the Bucks can make it in production for them. Well, the crowd is, producing number one as always. They shut up for Kyle Fletcher. They bring it down a lot. They don't completely shut up, but they do have a lower level now. Oh, I saw Chugs today. We rated him out. We rated him out. He was playing a little Liza P today. Yeah, we don't know when he's coming back. Oh, somebody said some bad words. Could this be Tanahashi's opponent for Forbidden Door, maybe? I think that might be a possibility here. Nobody wants to hear it. This is a Don Callis special. Is this going to be like a stick figure? That's it. Renee's trying not to laugh hysterically.
What the hell is that?
What the hell is that? That is not beautiful. Somebody interrupt this, please, now. It's crushed zero sugar this week, by the way, guys. I splurged on a case for one. Drink to forget. I think I need something a little more heavier than that. Okay, we're going to Roanoke. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Could this be... You know what I'd love to see? Just Osprey just to fuck him over. You notice they got the Forbidden Door logo in the background? That has got to be... I swear, Mel, if you're the one who made that, you really need help. Of course, you got to use a screwdriver in there. Just, pop the extra little effect on there. Another poor, like, the man who used crutches properly in wrestling. Big Stoke. Oh my God. Uh, Folks, get your champagne bottles out because we are going to have some fun. Alicia's just trying to keep a straight face after that. You know what? This is pretty ingenious to have this at the top of the hour. Because if people are, the few people that still have TV left and are channel surfing are going to get a chance to see a hell of a great tag team match coming up. And the fact that Brody King works so well with everybody. Like, honestly, I think if we go through the roster and people that's Brody King's shoes are better than the Young Bucks, by the way, yes. Brody King has now gotten a deal with Adidas for some new shoes. Shoes and boots, apparently. Now, How are they going to do this for the... I'm assuming next Saturday will be when the tag title final will be. Because FTR can't be around next week now, so... I love production. I love the production, guys. This is amazing. Once again, I will fall under the category if you are new here. He read the note word for word. Sound effects, but no pyro. Ha! Orange Cassidy returns. There's two. Oh, this is amazing. So they lost. Max and Jeremy. Oh my God, TNA reference right there. Of course, they can't indicate where that's from because that's a competition company right now. Young Bucks are jobbers. So these guys were being piss ants all the way up to All In, and then lost their jobs as heads of AEW at All In. So now everybody's getting their revenge. Production. The only difference is they're actually winning. So yeah, defeating the Outrunners to get here. Match I thought they weren't going to win, to be honest. What's the Max and Jeremy? So Max and Jeremy were the names of the Bucks when... I'm trying to remember I think they were called Bucks there as well. Max and Jeremy Buck was the team name of Generation Me, which was a part of TNA back when they got essentially their big break thanks to their feud with the Motor City Machine Guns. It's actually really the Generation Me gimmick really, they did really well. It was basically their cocky without the EVP status, basically that. And they ended up being one of the top teams in TNA at that time. The only reason the heel run ended for them is the fact that they ended up getting guidance from Chris Candido. If you are familiar with him, he was a part of ECW. He was the husband of Tammy Sitch, a.k.a. Sonny. And he was very... They broke up, by the way, for the record. So, but when he died, they became instant baby faces. Just because, wrestling family, and he actually didn't get listed 44 times in a class action lawsuit or anything. The Bucks got stacked like corkwood. Ugh. Young Bucks are jobbers. I love Brody. He'll borrow a sign. He'll borrow anything. He'll borrow shoes. That was sad. Yeah, absolutely. And everybody was very passionate towards him. So they became the ultimate underdogs, right? So they were able to. They basically had to turn the storyline on its ear. They didn't end up winning the feud with the Machine Guns, but it ended up being more of a respect angle than it was a heel face feud per se. But yeah, that's where that reference comes from for anybody that's asked about Max and Jeremy. From there, they ended up, they were usually pretty mainstay in Ring of Honor, but the main part that they were at was PWG and then New Japan. New Japan, of course, where the Bullet Club got really established, and they became a part of that, and between that and Ring of Honor, they just built themselves into what they are now. But yeah, the Bucks are incredibly smart in what they're doing. And I think this is going to eventually get over, depending on it just depends on how long they want to go with it. Because remember, the winner of this gets to face FTR in the finals. Do you want to play it up so that the Bucks end up being faces, essentially? Because nobody's cheering FTR. I don't care what happens. Make a trios of Max Caster? That would be an interesting idea. If they could both all turn face at the same time. But they all feel like, we all deserve a little bit more respect than what we've been getting. As we're coming back from picture in picture. And they're getting treated like jobbers because during the entire commercial break, you have Max is a better heel. Caster? Yeah, I agree. But you can actually play it up as a babyface a little bit differently with him compared to what he was with what he was with Bowens there. Because the Bowens thing, that artificial pop that you get from the rapping, it ain't going to work no more. And I don't think TK is going to give a mic for that anymore. You got to love it when AEW starts showing up the news junket articles, right? More bang for your buck. Nope. Double and double, risky business. You know what? To add to this jobber thing, they should actually put they should put Rick Knox is not allowed to work their matches. Oh, by the way, the newest thing to add to the stream here for anybody that's not subscribed and is just listening to the audio of something else. We all hate the ads, but at least they'll let you know how long they're going to be left for. So. I'd say keep the Bucks and Casts as heel, but the heels you cheer because they're so over the top, full of themselves in a semi-joke. That actually would work. Maybe that'll be a way that Vic works some of his teams for ECW in the draft. Granted, I can't say much, Zodiac. You're the one who had had a heel in the face as a tag team champs on your side. and still made it work. And they cleaned up at the end of the feud, yeah. Yeah, you did some good work there, my friend. Tried to do the drop and just, oh God. Such a beautiful disaster. I don't know whether you're talking about 2K or you're walking about that section, but either way, it looks great. Oh, geez. Somebody's swearing something horrible there. We're getting edited audio. Instead of a censor now, they'll actually just put loud crowd noise. Are you sure about that? Brody just reaches in with a paw. I don't even want to say a hand, just a straight up paw. Hey, Michael, good to see you here tonight. Thank you for popping in here again. Jesus. Not just taking himself out there. Nick doing the same thing. It feels like his knee might have ballooned up there. Ballooned up. You know what? As much as the gimmick's goofy about what's going on, like this is absolutely amazing and awesome, and all that stuff added in there. Nick's knees just bent right in there. That was not good. Going back to picture in picture again. Impressive. Yeah, it's going to be nice to get 3 live shows in a row here, where we're going to get pretty big crowd on Saturday for Collision, and then next Wednesday we're going to be in, I believe it's Cincinnati, just before they head across the pond. Because, yeah, they're running Wednesday, Thursday for taping. I don't know if they're going to run next Saturday or not in terms of when they're going to show Collision next week. I'm sure we'll find out on Saturday, but as we're getting commercials for water picks here, great. You know, really dealing with teeth right now in wrestling, and just having that mixed in. I will say this first hour 15 just flew right by for us here, just because so many great matches. That one horrible gimmick segment with Fletcher that everybody just booed Callis out of the building, which is very admirable. And then, yeah, we're on the tag match here. We got Swerve coming out for a promo later against, well, that's probably why we didn't see Okada come out with Fletcher. Because we're probably going to get, Okada to come out to face off against Swerve. And Okada's not one of those guys that likes to come out twice in a night. Unless it's probably double pay. Well, it's all about that money. Yeah, AEW is doing the taping next Thursday, but I don't know if they're going to broadcast it on Thursday or Saturday. And that's the part I mean we'll see on Saturday, whether they're going to show it live or they're going to show it delayed. Which basically tells me if they're doing it if they're recording it, not showing it till Saturday, nothing. It's going to be good matches, but nothing spectacular is going to happen. And then I don't know what happens the week of the PLE or the. Whoa.
Timeout.
Sorry, my apologies. PPV. I don't know what's happening the week of the pay-per-view. That was a party foul on my part, and I do apologize sincerely there. Once again, terminology. Are they going to try to do the EVP trigger? The jobber trigger. Shivani putting over Taz for calling the Bucks idiots. Enhancement knees. Should be there for that. Matt just, ugh. Bandito's like, I'll go get him. I'm like, no, I got this. Oh my God, the Bucks just saved his life. The Bucks just saved Bandito's life there. The problem is when he does the flip on the inside and they lift him up like that, there ain't much horizontality to do there. You got to go so damn close to those ropes on that. See, Matt just running to get in there for that hit. Why would you call it an upset? It's the enhancement Bucks. Oh, that didn't work. That did. Oh my God, that was awesome right there. Just face first. Their cardio, that just means they got no weight behind them. Oh my, here we go. You notice how easy Brody got up there? Bandito knows the angle. Oh God, that had to suck. And a destroyer out of nowhere. Look at him next Saturday, AEW. Yeah, so it'll be a fully taped show. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. Oh, watch this. Well, Bandito was supposed to bounce and he never did. Not the perfect fit. Like I said, Brody with a save out of nowhere. Not the most choreographed work. That's A+, but my God, there's a story here. But thank you for checking that out, Eric. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys. Just great to have a whole bunch of great people that enjoy wrestling here. And Bandito just ate a DDT. Ha! Brody's like, no, you're not falling until I tell you to. Well, Matt just fixed that on the fly right there. Are we just going to be doing, is this Mortal Kombat here? 2D Mortal Kombat right there? I'll throw this out there for that. Oh God, X knee. And Nick flies out of nowhere. Zodiac, to be honest, when Rick Knox is your referee, for those that are watching that watch MLB, there is a Major League Baseball umpire. His name is Angel Hernandez. We all really don't know why he's there. We know he's going to make a bad call every about 5 or 6 times a game. That's what Rick Knox is, basically. Well, Matt said, that don't work for me, brother. So yeah, when it comes to Rick Knox, I don't think there's a big deal on any of this. Hit it. Wow. We are not going to get Bucks FTR. All right. Hear me out, chat. If you guys have heard the drama, Digress Jones in the crowd, by the way, love the sign. With the news that came down that said that the Hurt Syndicate did not want to lose to an established team like FTR, does Brodito count as a new tag team? I think so. Oh, this was just an amazing, 25-minute match? Because, yeah, the entrances started at 1 after, so. Oh, they're showing another promo about the main event. That match was really good. Love Tornado. Well, and once again, that's the thing about AEW. Sometimes you just got to forget about it. And like I said, it's a Rick Knox match. It's a Bucks match. It's almost Mexican rules. Like, I know in 2K25, the referee will actually kick somebody out, but Rick Knox is not that guy, ever. John Cruz is the cornerman for MJF in Mexico. If you guys are not, if you guys aren't familiar with John Cruz, his most famous spot in AEW was when Samoa Joe did the no sell. Samoa Joe does the no sell when he walks it away with a splash. He was the guy that literally started the putting the arms up when he's going down. He finally. They finally mentioned it. And Renee's just grinning from ear to ear. I love how Renee is just absolutely grinning. Got that shit-eating grin from ear to ear on that one. Just because it... She knows. Okay, sorry, they just dropped some news on Marvel Tokon here that it's going to be supported into the PS6 era, which means they got the new console going. I'm a little scared, to be honest, about that, but no, yeah, like MJF basically is going to win that title by himself. I do think he does cash in and win it somewhere. I don't know exactly where it's going to do it. But I think he's going to do it on some sneaky term. Because Hangman really doesn't have anybody except Max to go with right now. I assume that they're going to find either a CMLL or an NJPW opponent to go with. I think that it wouldn't surprise me if they do a Zack Sabre Jr. Hangman Page match. It'd be two very different styles. I think the original goal absolutely was supposed to do Ospreay and Sabre Jr., which, well, frankly, half the fans didn't really want. Just because it's been there, done that, go look it up. But I do feel that we might get a champion versus champion match just to fill out the card that way. Then Max cashes in after that match because Sabre Jr. has a way of twisting you into a pretzel rather easily. But yeah, we got what? We got Spurs promo and then we got the main event tonight. So yeah, we're just flying here tonight. And don't forget, once we're done here tonight, hang out. We're going to take about a 5-minute break. And then when we come back, we will hit a little WWE 2K25 My GM mode. We got a draft for Season 2 to do. Which, I don't know how fast it's going to go. I think it should go fairly quick. I'm the guy that usually takes forever. And I've decided I'm using my pad instead of controllers, so I don't even have to wait a little bit. Mainly because I used my pad this morning for Street Fighter and I want to... Uh-oh. And Stokes like, the hell are you talking about? Oh my God, Stoke. I can't get any hoes because I'm short and I'm bald. Stoke actually said that. Wife's got a face of a micro brawler. All right, we're getting the promo segment. Well, why we need a promo segment if we're getting a promo coming up? I don't mind this because we were talking about this earlier tonight, and I have been going into a little bit more detail on some of the explanations and some of the different wrestlers. Tony Khan's not stupid. He knows we're going to get a lot of extra visitors tonight, regardless of what you're looking at for. Like, a lot of people are checking out AEW to see if it really is an alternative based on everything that's gone on this week. And the fact that he's doing these promo segments in front of every match sort of gives everybody sort of a catch up as to, all right, you haven't been here. This is what you need to see to catch up. I honestly thought Callis wouldn't be there anymore once we got the title changed. I don't think a lot of people are, but I think people. I don't know if bailing's the right term, but I think people are starting to explore the options a little bit more. Not saying they're outright bailing on it, but with everything going on, and let's face it, the show Wasn't horrible, but it wasn't perfect, to say the least. And we'll see what the numbers are like, too. Oh, they're going with the other view tonight. But yeah, do I think they're like it's going to be a flood? No, I don't think so. But I do think, I honestly feel, and I do believe this in my heart of hearts, and I don't wish anything bad upon the wrestlers. I do think everything that's gone on this week, from SummerSlam to the response after SummerSlam to the ESPN announcement that came down today, it might be great for everybody, but it's just held so poorly. All In was too long of a show? Absolutely, Eric. And like, it's not going to be for everybody. And it was done on purpose, and we all know that. I love this. Let's bring back memories. Okay. You know what? That might be the case. And that's one thing about AEW. You have people here that are, I don't think you'd see these kind of characters anywhere else. Ha! This match, as much as he says it's for Okada, it is for Swerve. Like, Swerve is over like Rover, but to take on a guy like Okada, if there was a possibility that Okada could lose this to Swerve, that would make a statement. A loud statement. Renee just laughing about Don Callis. All right, looks like we're going to go to a full commercial before we get to our main event here tonight. Which means we're probably going to get only about 10 minutes here. 10 to 15 in our main event, even if we do go long. Oh, I like it. Alicia called it the Men's World Championship. I appreciate that. If Briscoe wins, could we get Briscoe versus Page at Forbidden Door? We very well could at this point. That's a nice little wrinkle that was brought in. And I appreciate the fact that neither one of them brought up the fact that Alicia was that Alicia is MJF's girlfriend. I'm just happy that that wasn't brought up. But as we get into our main event, as per tradition here, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of what we're doing on the channel here for the next week, hopefully. The schedule doesn't change if I don't have to punch out anybody or, stuff like that. But anyway, tomorrow after we're done here tonight, exclusively on Twitch, we're going to be having our Season 2 draft and first few weeks of GM mode here as myself, PJC, Vic from Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots, and Chris Copleen, Zodiac here in the chat. We're going to be, from the Retro Hangover, we're all going to be here running a little bit of mayhem and chaos in WWE 2K25 My GM. Tomorrow morning, we're doing it again. Just prior to 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain. I'm getting the coffee. We're going to check out the Indie Showcase presented by Nintendo. There is a possibility that Silk Song could be a part of this presentation, just because it is getting very close and it has been guaranteed that it will be part of the Asus, the Xbox Asus Rogue whatever handheld that they're coming up with. So there might be a possibility of that. Then we're going to play a little River City Girls after that. Friday, TBA, more likely we'll be hitting up it's either River City Girls or else maybe some Street Fighter 6. We got to get into those indecent costumes they got released earlier this week. That we talked about a little bit in the stream earlier today. Saturday, we will be here once again on YouTube and on Twitch for AEW Collision, which is going to feature Kyle Fletcher defending the title, the TNT Championship, along with a whole bunch of other matches. I'm assuming are going to be absolutely spectacular as always. And then our solo run, we have my GM, the King and Queen of the Ring. We'll be watching that as we run through week 5 there of season 2. So we're a little bit we're chugging along on season 2 here, and we'll see how things go here. Sunday TBA. Well, let's not even get stupid here. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday TBA, and we'll be back here Wednesday for Dynamite. Follow me on socials. Best way to find out when I'm going to be live on those TBA days. Because I keep saying I'm going to be here and I won't be here. The hell is Statlander doing?
What the hell is that?
I believe we're getting heel Statlander somehow here. Goofball heel Statlander? Sarcastic heel Statlander? I'm in for it, don't get me wrong. MJF actually getting into the ring tonight. No more bodysuit either. Where's Wardlow? I want to know too. Are they done filming American Gladiators yet? They didn't have enough time to get the he didn't grab the ring in time, so I got a feeling the CMLL World Championship's going to be defended at Forbidden Door as well. That also could be a little bit of a black hair or a red herring in terms of coming out for the main event, right? It's amazing how much MJF wanted this feud. Sorry, I'm dipping behind the scenes here, but MJF wanted that feud. We're getting the stereotypical MJF here at this point. No, Oh, here comes the Orange Cassidy special. He's like, no, I'm going to get out of the way too. Typical MJF, just going for a hike. Guy in the front row looks like Howard Finkel as they're going up the stairs. So once again, this is not a no count out match, but what the hell? It's AEW. I love the showing some leniency point to this. Crowd's loving it tonight. And once again, everybody, just thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Be interested to see what kind of streaming numbers they do get. I know that we're never going to get the real numbers, but I will say tonight, a little quieter in terms of running Blockbuster out of the crowd. In terms of development of storylines and such, you know, there has been a fair bit, but it has been too crazy, but it's called a grudge match. It isn't called a no DQ match. Oh my God, MJF's pulling another Orange Cassidy again. And straight to the eyes. So MJF has actually gone out and said that he wants to make sure that he gets one big difference compared to what happens with Cena and The Rock in terms of film. He wants to be actively working while doing films. Okay. Big Tom taking on Fletcher? Well, Tom's in for another loss, but regardless. So Anna Jay not in action? Okay. Wait, what? So Jet Speed Mike Bailey gets to work Mox tonight, and he's working with Hangman Adam Page on Saturday. You think? And Kevin Knight's about to be booed out of the building. Moxley taking each part of Jet Speed? Like, what is this all about? That is amazing right there. That is very interesting. The fact that Kevin Knight's going to get the rub against Mox, which I assume is probably going to be a main event spot. As we hit the commercial break for Dynamite. You knew they were going to give this. Well, this is going to get extra time. I hope it doesn't get too much extra time. I want to get into GM as soon as possible. But no, this has huge implications for coming up for Forbidden Door. And I don't think Max has to worry about, like, he can eat a pin here, and I don't think it's going to matter. Both men are literally that way, too. Like, it's like more people expect Briscoe to eat a pin on this one. And also, if Briscoe loses, oh well, it happened. He's still going to be in that. He's going to be that lower upper mid card or lower upper card if you, for lack of a better direction there. And then, well, MJF, if he loses, well, he's MJF. He is one of the top people of the company. I don't want to say faces because people get that misconstrued here. Have you guys had an opportunity to see Happy Gilmore yet? I haven't. I've just been, running ragged the last few days here and such. Just wondering what everybody's opinion is of Happy Gilmore. I heard it's okay. Like, it's got a lot of callbacks to the original, but that was a slapstick movie to begin with, and in 2025, a lot of people have less sense of humor than they did back when Happy Gilmore 1 came out, so seems like it would be a little flat at times. And, of course, every Southern trope needs to be used in this match. As we're getting the hand on the rope and everything. And Remsburg, of course, feels the rope, sees it vibrating. think it's the ghost on the other side of the ring. Now, are they going to try and do this a third time here? Of course they are. This is when he gets caught. What is he going to do about it? He kicked it out of it. I've always wondered why a referee would do that. Besides just getting the pop, which, that's what Rebs was there for. You could always count to 5. Hey, PJC. Dynamite's been good. It's actually been really good tonight. We had Brodito beat the Bucks to advance in the tag tournament. They're going to be taking on FTR in the finals. We had Darby try to commit attempted murder on Wheeler Yuta as Moxley was taking on Speedball Bailey. Turned out to be a very good match. Alex Windsor is going to be able to participate at home to get the TBS title off Mercedes Moné. We found out that Big Stoke is going to be taking on Cope next week. It's either going to go one-on-one or else if FTR interferes, the restraining order has been lifted. And right now we got MJF taking on Mark Briscoe. There's been a lot of stories coming up that, they also brought up the fact that there's a possibility that if Briscoe wins this, he could be the guy taking on Page next. It's like, what are you doing, MJF? You're rolling to the wrong side if you're going to try and not get hit. This is 4 times now he's pulled an Orange Cassidy. Just high-fiving everybody in the crowd just so you can learn to breathe a little bit. Oh, MJF is he's pretty gold either way when it comes to AEW, Eric. He could be a face, he could be a heel. He's a much better heel than a face right now. But that run he did with Adam Cole as a face was absolutely amazing. Because there's sort of a weird face-heel dynamic. And MJF rolls into the ring this time. Oh, God. MJF, when he starts setting everything up. Earlier we talked about fans maybe migrating over to AEW. What about the wrestlers? Over this, I don't think so.
You left your house and walked into mine.
26 freaking months there. PJC, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it once again. Always thank you very much. Always great to see you guys having my back here. I appreciate it. But going back to your question here, Zodiac. In terms of wrestlers moving over, unfortunately, there's only X number of spots. Do I think there's going to be some wrestlers just going to take a stand and walk out? There's always a chance, but when you're making that kind of money, Do I think it'll affect people possibly re-signing? I think that's more likely. Like, if people are not going to feel safe being there, or they think that things are just the way they were, there is also the possibility that, and I hate to say this, with everybody coming back, there might be somebody else that shows up by the end of it. Whether he's in charge or not, he might. The day he shows up there, if he shows up, I think people stop. How long does Sami Zayn stay there? Well, he's got. Oh, God. We had a bit of a crescendo there with it. It all depends where they're going to take his push, right? There is a way that they could possibly, let him run through his contract, and it also depends on the money, right? I don't know what Sammy's priorities are. The last time that he was around, he looked to, oh, look out, we got a pin here. He was looking to main event with Kevin. And if Kevin's done, like, look, I don't want to wish the worst, but when they're saying WrestleMania 43 is the earliest, like, they're talking about that surgery a lot. His is coming back taking longer than WrestleMania 42. So if he doesn't have a reason to come back or a reason to stay, other than the fact that I guarantee you there's a spot for him wherever he goes. There's a few people that I would say, no matter where you want to go, there will be a spot available for you. It's not going to be everybody. And that's on both sides, AEW and WWE. Well, you smelt it, you dealt with the table. And Briscoe's cut too. Crash and Burn Jones. He wants a count out. See, here's a smart thing when it comes to Briscoe here. And the typical thing that MJF does a lot. And it's an AEW trope. We were talking about the tropes that AEW has. Wrestlers will use all their energy to get back in the ring, only to get hit with a finisher. Hey, Nats, thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, see, here you go. Uses all his energy to get in the ring and just to eat a heat seeker. God damn it, Remsburg. Referee out of position again. Leave it to Bryce. Yep. Told you Bryce is there for the headlines. They're not going to restart this, are they? Unless they're showing it on the big screen. Could you imagine? He's watching it now. Is he going to call it a draw? Dusty finish? Of course. This is where Hangman will come out for the save. Nope. Oh, there he is. A little too late for the save, but... This is also, you know, what could happen, and this is something that TK does quite often. Because you got screwed, we will give you that title match coming up at the pay-per-view. He has done that before. You know, you deserve better than what you got there, and you will get that. Like seeing Mark winning, but it'll lead to a better payoff. Maybe. He's going to make it. He's going to make the match for Forbidden Door. Yeah, this is all about trying to get that. It looks like we might have getting the triple threat. I honestly feel that's probably what we're going to end up doing here, but at this point. It's just this is just holding up the inevitable here, folks. Sorry. All in all, tonight, I'll go in, as we're doing the break apart, we'll just go through the summary of the show. Like, MJF winning the CMLL Championship is big. Gets a limited roster play, Global Championship. We'll see. Because it looks like we might end up getting MJF versus Adam Page at the pay-per-view out of this. They're not going to fade to black on that, are they? They're getting a lot of work out of that trademark logo. So, yeah, there might be a possibility we end up getting the CML Championship on the card, and I think that's the smart move, but it almost feels like we're getting towards that that Adam Page MJF title match. I don't know whether we'll do it there or we'll do it in Toronto. There is a possibility we could do it in Toronto. But, yeah, tonight, Speedball Mike Bailey gets a hell of a performance over MJF there. Can't see, but help me so think about the crowd plants after ruining my brain with Unreal. Yeah. That's why I never watched it. I watched one episode and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done. Awesome four-way with the women, having Alex Windsor get over and winning the spot to take on Mercedes Moné. We had Darby Allin basically almost kill Yuta. Crime counter, put him in a body bag. Open up the body bag, and Yuta's got a Forbidden Door note on his head, so we're probably getting Moxley and Darby at Forbidden Door. Brodito versus the Bucks, 25-minute all-star match with Brodito winning, so it's going to be Brodito versus FTR. 7.5. The only reason I'd agree with you, Nats, on that is the fact that the bar is so incredibly high for AEW right now. I think it's a little higher than that, but I'm not really on a good scale person, to be honest. So then you got your main event here. You got Swerve and Okada. Swerve's promo brought it down a little bit because it's almost like he knew what he had to say, but he knew what he didn't have to say. You get my drift there? Like, he had the bullet points put together, but everything else around it wasn't exactly set up right. That's the only thing that's why it's not an... Okay, fair enough. I can understand that. And then that main event there, it proves Briscoe just keep getting screwed over more and more. And when Briscoe eventually wins, I think he might actually win the title. Whether it be unified, whether it be the AEW title, he's going to get one of those two titles, personally, I think, eventually. And then it's just going to set up somewhere we're going to get MJF Adam Page. And whether it be contract or not, I don't know. I'm guessing no, that MJF goads Page in the match without it. And then as soon as he loses, he'll knock him out and then reinstate the contract. So just makes that much more sense that way. But with that being said, that's going to wrap up this portion of the show. We got to get into 2K right away. So with those on YouTube here, we are going to wrap things up immediately. If you want to check us out over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. If you're heading out, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Tell all your friends. We will be back here on Saturday with AEW Collision once again. And it's always a privilege and a pleasure to have you all here. But with that being said, we will see you all here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Take care, everybody. All right,